In this video, we are discussing about lazy evaluation and higher order functions. Before going into lazy evaluation, we need to know that the subcomponents of expressions can be evaluated in more than one order. In particular, one can choose to evaluate function arguments before passing them to a function or pass them unevaluated. The former option, that is, the evaluate function arguments before passing them to a function, is called applicative order evaluation, and if the arguments are passed as unevaluated, then it is called normal order evaluation. Now we can discuss lazy evaluation. The lazy evaluation, or it can also be called as call by need. So, lazy evaluation is an evaluation strategy which delays the evaluation of an expression until its value is needed, and also it avoids repeated evaluation. That is, the lazy evaluation gives the advantage of normal order evaluation by not evaluating the unneeded sub-expressions while running within the constant factor of speed of applicative order evaluation. It avoids repeated evaluation by sharing the earlier computed value. And normally, in the absence of side effects, the lazy evaluation has the same semantics as that of normal order evaluation. Here, the implementation keeps track of which expressions have already been evaluated, so it can reuse the values if needed more than once in a given referencing environment. And in scheme, the lazy evaluation is implemented by two built-in functions, delay and force. A delayed expression is sometimes called a promise. The mechanism used to keep track of which promises have already been evaluated is sometimes called memoization. The final values are calculated by applying force to the promises. Lazy evaluation of infinite data structures. The lazy evaluation is particularly useful for infinite data structures. A common use of lazy evaluation is to create so-called infinite or lazy data structures that are fleshed out on demand. The example given here creates a list of all natural numbers. Here, a function naturals is defined, which uses another function nest for computing the nested values of natural numbers, and head is another function that takes the CAR, that is current address value of any list, and define tail, that is it's a tail function is another function defined that also takes a stream. And actually the stream is an infinite list, that is a default list here, and the delay of next makes a promise from the next, and the force calculates a value from the promise. That is, the delay primitive returns a so-called promise which can be redeemed by force primitive. Delay is a special form that creates a memo closure pair. That is, it creates a memo closure pair. The force is a function that returns the value in the memo using the closure. And if no value has been computed for promise, then a value is computed and returned. The value of the promise is cached or memoized so that it's forced to a second time. The previously computed value is returned without any recomputation. Here cons is thought of as an concatenation operator, and CR returns the head of a list, and CDR returns everything but a head. A stream is an infinite list, and by these definitions we can access as many natural numbers as we want by using the second examples, that is head of naturals, head of tail of naturals, that is head of naturals returns head. So the first natural number, that is 1, is returned, and head of tail naturals return the second one, that is 2, and head of tail of naturals will return 3. Likewise, head of tail of naturals will return 4. Likewise, how many we can call as many numbers as needed. Next is higher order functions. A function is said to be a higher order function if it takes a function as an argument or returns a function as a result. That is, a function is called higher order function if it takes a function as an argument or returns a function as a result. It's also called functional form, and also can be said that it's a function of a function, so the name comes higher order function. And the higher order function that's used for mapping, filtering, folding or sorting of list. Here an example given, map star, then 2 lists are there. The map calls its function argument on the corresponding sets of elements from the list and computes the output. That is, map takes star as function, and it computes it takes each corresponding elements from the list and computes its multiplication and gives the output as a list. That is, the first elements of the list are 2 and 3, so it will take 2 and 3 and compute 6 as stores it. Then 4 and 5 correspondingly the outputs are given, 6, 4, 20 and 42. So the map function's output is itself a list. The scheme version of map is slightly more general. That is, it takes as an argument a function and a sequence of list, and here it may be any as many list as function can take arguments, and the list the condition is that the list must be of the same length. That is, all lists must be of same length. It can take any number of list as arguments, but all the lists must be of the same length. Here only 2 lists are taken. Another example is for by for each. It is for each lambda of AB, display star AB new line. Here it also does the same function as map function, but the difference is that here each time it will take an corresponding arguments and compute the result, and then next time. But here output is produced is not a list. Here just has values. That is, for each is executed for side effects, and map is purely functional. That is, it returns a list composed of the values returned by its function argument. Higher order functions in functional languages like ML and Haskell can also be used to define other functions. Suppose, for example, if you want to be able to fold the elements of a list together using an associative binary operator, then the function is look like this: hash define fold lambda of FIL. That is, here is a fold is a function that takes 3 arguments FIL. L is the list, and initially here I is the identity element for F, and in nested calls it becomes a subtotal. And on calling fold plus 0 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will recursively calls the, as in case of factorial, they are computing, here sum is calculated, here each each function is called recursively and computes the results as 15 here. In case of fold star, it will return 120 as result. It is mistakenly came as 150, sorry for that. One of the most common uses of higher order function is to build new functions from existing functions. That is, we can build new functions from existing functions using higher order function technique. And here, in earlier case, if fold function is defined using the fold function. Here a total function is defined. Then by using that a total all function is defined. So a function can be used to, that is new functions can be built from existing ones. The first function total gives us that of the map function result, that is if it's a fold function, that is it computes all the values sum and gives the output. And the total all function, in total all function it does the same but in row wise, that is it contains 3 lists. So it takes one list and computes all the sum of the values and stores the output. Then it takes next list and all the values are taken, then computed sum, and the corresponding output is displayed likewise. Next is called currying. This operation is named for logician Haskell Curry. It's a common operation. Currying is a common operation to replace a multi-argument function with a function that takes a single argument and returns a function that expects the remaining arguments. That is, it's a function. It's a common operation to replace a multi-argument function with a function that takes a single argument and returns a function that expects the remaining arguments. That is, a curried function is a function that takes multiple arguments one at a time. That is, first time it takes one argument, then second time it takes next argument, then compute any function is there, then it takes next argument likewise. So it takes multiple arguments one at a time, and if there is a function with 3 parameters, for example, the curried version will take one argument and returns a function that takes the next argument, which returns a function that takes a third argument, and the last function returns the result of applying the function to all of its arguments. And if the function had more parameters, it could simply continue to return new functions until all of the arguments are supplied and the application can be completed. Here a curried plus function is defined. It takes lambda a as first argument and then lambda b as argument. When curried plus of 3, 4 is called, it first takes 3 and then it executes another function, then takes value 4. Then if there is not only 2 values are there, so it calls another function and computes the answer 7. And define plus 3 is a higher order function that takes another function as output. Here also the same output is printed. The currying operation also gives us the ability to pass a partially applied function to a higher order function. A partial application is a function which has been applied to some but not at all of its arguments. That is, a partial application is a function which is applied to some of its arguments, not to all of its arguments. In other words, it's a function which has some arguments fixed inside the closure scope, and a function with some of its parameters fixed is said to be partially applied. That is just like our default function. Not like default, that is some part of the function is fixed. Here map of curried plus function, then 3 in the list is given 1, 2, 3. Here 3 is fixed and curried plus this function is used for adding, but here map function is used, so it will the map of carried plus of 1 2 3 will give output as it 3 is fixed here, so it takes first value as argument, then 3 plus 1 is calculated and stores in the list, and then it takes 2 as next argument, so 2 plus 3 5, likewise the output is given. Partial functions can take as many as or as few arguments as time as desired, that is it can take as many as or as few as arguments as desired. Carried functions on the other hand always return a unary function, that is a function which takes one argument. All carried functions return partial applications, but not all partial applications are the results of carried functions. ML and its descendants like Miranda, Haskell, Camel, F-hash, like a number of languages are there. They are also allows to define carried functions. Consider the following function in ML. This is a function. Yet we are discussed about scheme. Now we are discussing about ML language. Function plus of AB colon then int equal to a plus b. This is a function defined in ML that takes two arguments and it returns the sum of two values, and that is these are of type integer, that is represented here. The second line VAL plus, the last line, that is the second line is printed by the ML interpreter, indicates that the inferred type of plus is int, that is it take two arguments int and perform a multiplication and then produces another int. That is plus is a function that takes two arguments and performs a star, that is multiplication, and returns the int. This is actually printed by the ML interpreter. Here plus is not a function of two arguments, that is as AB is given, it's a not a function of two arguments. By ML definition, all function take a single argument. It's a function that takes two element tuple as argument, that is it takes two element tuple as argument. So to call plus we can use the name, that is plus, and the tuple that it is argument. For example, plus of 3 4 will replace A with 3 and 4 with B with 4 and then compute the results as 7. And if we are calling just plus 3, then it will return an error. Here the parenthesis 3 4 between the 3 4 is not part of the function called syntax. They delimit the tuple 3 4. There is another number of ML examples are given. We can also declare a single argument function without parenthesizing its formal argument. That is likewise function twice n int equal to n plus n. It is a choice of 2 will give 4, that is it takes one argument as there, then it will come, it's double and then output is corresponding output is 4 is printed by the ML printer interpreter. And we can add parenthesis in either the declaration or the call if we want. As you can see, we can add in either the declaration or in call if we want. We can add parenthesis in either the declaration or the call if we want. That is, if there's a function double is defined and there's a choice of 2. That is, in the earlier case we are just called twice without parenthesis. Here choice of 2. It will return the same value because parenthesis there is, we can add parenthesis also in case of double of 2, double 2, likewise. So ordinary parentheses can be placed around any expression in ML. Now consider the definition of a curried function. That is, in ML we can define a curried function also. Fun curried plus a equal to function, then b, the next argument is there, then colon int implies a plus b. So here the type of curried plus is into int groups. That is, it implicitly takes us into, then parenthesis into int. Likewise, it takes a type as into, then parenthesis into int. Because the plus is a function mapping pair or tuple of integers to an integer. And curried plus 3, here it's a function, curried plus 3 is a function that takes an argument and returns another argument. So curried plus is a function mapping to an integer to a function that maps an integer to an integer. That is, curried plus is a function mapping an integer to a function that maps an integer to an integer. And as I said earlier, plus 3 will return an error because plus is a function that takes a 2-element tuple as argument. So it will return an error. The ML allows a sequence of operands in the formal parameter position of a function declaration to make curried function declaration easier. That is, the ML function allows the sequence of operands in the formal parameter position of a function declaration to make curried function declaration easier. That is, in earlier case we declared curried function with function curried plus a then equal to function b, but it can also define the curried function using the syntax function curried plus a space b, then colon into abc. It will return the same as the earlier expression. This form is called this form is a simply shorthand of for the declaration in the previous example. So it does not declare a function of 2 arguments here. The curried plus has a single formal parameter a, then it returns a value. This return value is a function with formal parameter b that in turn returns a plus b. That is, the curried plus has a single formal parameter a, then it returns its return value is a function with formal parameter b that in turn returns a plus. That is, it first will take the variable a, then it will call, they take a variable b, then it computes the value of a plus b, then return the final output. We're just comparing the ML and scheme. These are the curried fold plus and curried fold plus. These 2 functions are defined called in ML and scheme. In ML language, the syntax for function calls is a juxtaposition of the function and argument. That is, ML makes use of the curried function more intuitive than and convenient than it is in scheme. That is, curried function definitions mostly ML make use of the curried function more intuitive and convenient than it is in scheme. Thank you.